Hey there, welcome to M9 Prime Gaming. I'm going to talk about Fallout 4 and the PS5 patch that just came out a couple weeks ago. I've been playing mostly the DLC of this patch, and I think it is fantastic. I mean, the game is old. It is a PS4 game, so I mean, it looks better, but it's got its limitations. It's not a brand new game. It's not like everything's been redone. It's the same PS4 game on a PS5. But let me tell you why it's great. First of all, the save transfer. It is fantastic. All you need to do is have your old saves on your PS4 or PS5. Basically, your PS4 saves on your PS5, which is very easy to do if you have the PS4 game installed. The saves are there, or if you've played it on your PS5. If not, you can just download it from the cloud if you have PS Plus, because everything gets backed up and it's super simple. And then in the game, there's an option that says save transfer. You click it, you pick your saves, and it brings them right over. It takes like just a couple seconds to do, and then you can load right into the game. The hardest part of the whole thing is remembering the controls if you haven't played the game in years, because that's how long it's been for me. I played Fallout 4 when it first came out on the PS4. I finished the main game. I got to like level 47 with my character. And then I was like, okay, I'm done. Let's move on. But now that the patch came out, I'm like, I've never played all the DLCs. I didn't have them on the PS4. So I hopped in on the PS5. They were on sale, so I got them. I don't know if I needed to, but they were on sale for like $10. So I got all the DLC for $10. I hopped in. My character was level 47, and I just started playing. Once I figured out the controls, it was Fallout 4 all over again. And you know what? The game is still great. It still holds up. I mean, the dialogue is not as good as Fallout 3, I should say, where you have way, way, way more options for talking. The 4-button press is a little bit limiting. But in terms of the game itself, it runs great. And one of the biggest benefits of this patch is the loading times. When I played Fallout 4 on PS4, and I did load up the PS4 version a couple days before the PS5 patch came out just to get a feel for it, just to see what it's like. And the biggest difference I saw was the loading times. When I played the PS4 version, I rarely went and fast traveled unless I was really done with the area or I really had to, because I really did not want to spend 30 seconds to a minute loading up. It was just too annoying for me. And that kept me from fast traveling. Now fast travel is so quick. I mean, it's not instant, but it is a matter of like 2 to 6 seconds, I would say. Definitely under 10 seconds. So you can go from place to place to place really quickly, go sell your stuff, go back into the action. It's great. You can move around the map. You're not so limited where you're like, if I fast travel, I'm going to have to go and wait a couple minutes again just to load up the next area of the map. Just the fast storage makes a huge difference. The game looks a little bit better in my eyes, but I didn't notice a huge difference. I'm only playing on a 1080p TV. My TV is still old. I got it back in like 2015, 2016. It is a 65 or 70 inch, but I mean, it was a great TV when I got it, but I haven't upgraded yet. Hopefully in the future, but I mean 1080p works for me at my viewing distance where I'm sitting on the couch. I need the larger TV. A smaller 4K would just not suffice for me. In terms of the actual gameplay, it's the same. You're gonna get your bugs. You're gonna get there's some jank. It's a Bethesda game. It's pretty good, but there's gonna be jank. I mean, when I was playing, I was doing one of the missions in Far Harbor, and I had a crash when I went inside one of the locations. It took only like less than a minute to reload everything, just because the startup screen takes a second and then you load into the game. And then I went into the same location again and no crash. And luckily it auto-saved right like maybe 10-15 seconds before it crashed. So that was nice because I did not have to like replay a bunch of the game. I also have the autosave set for like 2 minutes, but you have to open your Pip-Boy to do the autosave. It doesn't just autosave while you're walking. So every now and then I just autosave, and it's quick. It's not like on the PS4 where you hit autosave and you're waiting a little bit. Like It's quick, it's painless, it makes the whole experience so much better. It is definitely the best way to play Fallout 4. I'll say that for sure. If you have a PS5 or an Xbox Series X or S, definitely play the newer version that's meant for the newer systems. Don't go back to the old PS4 or Xbox Series or Xbox One. Sorry, I was going to say Series 1, but it's Xbox One version, because you're going to be miserable. The load times are going to kill it. I mean, if you don't have the new consoles, Fallout 4 is still a great game. I still recommend it. I do enjoy all the extra stuff that I'm experiencing now that I am playing the DLC, because there's a lot of content in there. I think right now the PS5 says I'm at 28 hours into the game. So I finished Nuka-Cola. No, not Nuka-Cola. The Automatron, and I finished Far Harbor, and I pretty much did everything in Far Harbor because I was having such a great time. I am moving on to the Vault 88 stuff, which I am about halfway through. I'm just seeing what it's about, and Nuka-Cola is the big one that's left for me, and then I'm going to be done with Fallout 4. But I am enjoying it. I do like the fact that I can fast travel. Everything moves smoothly. The 60 frames definitely helps out. I mean, it's still not a shooter, so I mean, aiming and everything, it's still Fallout aiming. It's not like playing Call of Duty or anything like that, where everything's twitchy and you can be quick. But it is super fun. I am playing it on a lower difficulty because I'm just there for the story. I'm not there for the challenge. I don't want to do survival. I just want to see what happens in these DLC chapters. And I think overall, I would recommend, if you want to play a Fallout game, definitely play Fallout 4. I haven't done 76, but Fallout 4 I know is an amazing story in terms of storytelling and the interactions with other characters and the setting. Boston is a pretty nice setting, and then Far Harbor is, I think, Maine. I don't know where Nuka World goes, but it's basically, the setting is nice, and you can play it on current gen consoles. I know Xbox players have backwards compatibility, but if you're on a PlayStation system, which I have been since the 360, you're kind of locked out of New Vegas and you're locked out of Fallout 3, because those are only PS3 games. If you have an Xbox Series, you can backwards compatibility play them, which I think is an amazing thing that Microsoft does. I wish Sony would figure out a way, but I mean, the PlayStation 3 was a different beast altogether. So, I mean, you're not going to get that same level of backwards compatibility because the architecture is not the same, where Xbox seems to keep a consistent architecture. PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 are similar, but the PS3 is so different. In terms of a rating, if I had to give this patch a rating, I would do a 9 out of 10. It is the same as that's what I would give Fallout 4 as a game. I would give it a 10, but it still has jank. It still has crashes, and those are never going to go away on Bethesda games. I haven't played Starfield yet, but I'm sure there's jank and crashes in that one because Bethesda's on it. I've platinumed Skyrim, and that definitely had jank in it. So it's just a Bethesda thing. The world is so big. There's so much to do. And you know what? Even going back now, it is still impressive. I go into the locations, and the fact that so many items you can pick up, you can drop, and the game will remember where you dropped them. You can put stuff in a chest in one spot on the map that's random and go back, and it's still in there. It's not like everything gets forgotten. The game keeps track of everything. I'm not sure how big the save file is, but I mean, with today's storage, even a couple 100 megabytes is not gonna make or break you, especially if you're on the PS5. Putting in that M.2 drive is so simple. It's popping off the sides of the console and one screwdriver. It's literally two screws, one to open the flap, one to actually mount the SSD drive, the M.2 NVMe. And they're pretty cheap now. I picked up a 1 terabyte for about $99 Canadian 2 years ago, so that's gonna be a lot cheaper now. Probably gonna be sub 100. And honestly, play Fallout 4. If you're like me and you watch the TV show and you're like, I really am in the Fallout mood, I think 4 is your best bet. It is the most mainstream and is also still Fallout. So it's not super RPG, but it's still very RPG. but it also plays a little bit like a shooter. So if you're used to only playing shooters, you're going to enjoy this. And the VAT system makes things so much more fun. Things blow up. Like, I have that perk where if you shoot an enemy, there's a chance they will explode into little bits of gore and scare other people away. I have that, and it's fun to see every time. They just pop, and it's funny. Like, if you shoot them in the arm and they all explode, it's kind of ridiculous, but I mean, it's Fallout. You're still gonna get the same story. You're still gonna... It's a ridiculous setting in a 50s futuristic landscape that's been basically nuked. So it's definitely... If you like the show, you kind of know what you're in for. And the game plays really good. It's still fun. To this day, like, I have no complaints about the game other than the crashes. And I only had one crash in 28 hours. So that's not bad. I was actually surprised when I didn't get a single crash for like the first 20 hours. And then maybe it was just the way things worked out where I have this chest armor piece that if I'm hidden, I go into stealth where I become invisible. And I opened the door right as I became invisible, and maybe that kind of screwed with the game. I don't know. Either way, if you love the Fallout show and you want to experience a Fallout game, either 76 or in my suggestion, Fallout 4. I know 76 has come a long way, but I've yet to try it, so I can't recommend it. But Fallout 4 is still super fun at 60 frames per second. With the quick loading, it's a whole different game than the PS4. It elevates it. Like, the PS4 version of Fallout 4 was a 9 out of 10 when it came out, but today's standards, I would put it at about an 8 or a 7. But with the quick loading and everything, all those quality of life implementations that were done, it's a whole new game with a great old story. So yeah, definitely check out Fallout 4. And thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and happy gaming.
Who is tampering with you?
I wish I could say. The personnel involved do not match visual records of any known Nuka World employees. Fortunately, my audio receptors recorded the entire event, and I submitted a holotape per standard security procedures. Now don't you worry, even despite that unfortunate incident, I'm still operating at well over 61% normal capacity. As I was about to say, I have a little tip to help you make the most of your exciting Nuka World adventure. Be sure to collect park medallions as you enjoy our amazing rides and attractions. There's a special reward if you collect a full set. If you have any questions about Nuka World, I'd be delighted to answer them. And remember, any time is the right time to enjoy a cold, refreshing Nuka-Cola.
What if I want a place to relax or get a bite to eat? Where should I go?
Why, you're already here.